Today, we're going to start working on our starry sunflower pictures. I'm going to get my blue piece of paper, I'm going to have a paper towel for cleaning my fingers, and my box of oil pastels. Go ahead and open your box of oil pastels. We're going to start by using the white and the yellow. Then I'll be using the different blues that I have in my box. I'm going to begin with my yellow. I'm going to put about 10 to 12 yellow dots on my paper. Scatter them around it like stars in the sky. Van Gogh uses bright, bold colors in his art, so we want to make sure we press hard with our oil pastel so our colors show up bright and bold as well. Once you have drawn your yellow dots, I am going to use the yellow oil pastel to draw spiral lines around the stars. Use a dashed line to create the spirals going around them. Do not draw a continuous line, draw with a dashed line. As you go, if you need to peel the paper back on the oil pastel, you can. Just do it carefully. It's okay if the spirals run into each other. The light from the stars may mix a little bit, and that is fine. We are creating the feeling of the light coming off of the stars in the sky by using swirling lines in our picture. Van Gogh used swirling lines to show the feeling of the stars in the night sky. Van Gogh, remember, tried to capture the feeling of objects in his painting and how they made him feel. The stars are creating a swirling feeling in our nighttime sky. Once you have done that, go around and make sure you fill in all the extra space around the edges with little dashes so that way nothing is left without some dash lines. I'm going to move on now to the white. I'm going to put some white over top of the yellow just to kind of give it some highlight. And you can do it very loosely, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just loosely put some white on top of the yellow. And then I'm going to do the same thing like I did with the yellow. I'm going to draw those swirling dashed lines around the stars. Do this for the entire paper. Go around all of them carefully and neatly. Remember to use good craftsmanship in your work. Once you have done that, I am now going to move on to my blues. I am going to use the 3 different blues to create more spiral, swirly, dashed lines in my sky. I'm going to start with the light blue, and again, just like the white and the yellow, cover the whole paper with the spiral, swirly, dashed lines. Then go ahead and move on to the medium blue, the darker blue. Do that as well. You may start to notice that some of the colors are mixing together, and that is perfectly fine. The oil pastel will mix together as you go through this process. Once you have layered more spiral swirling lines to create that feeling of movement in our nighttime sky, I'm going to go ahead and do the indigo. The indigo is the darker blue, almost like a purple color. And make sure you check those edges. We don't want to forget the edge of our paper. You don't want to leave that part out. So go around and cover up those edges with some dashes for the spirals. That looks good. Remember to use good craftsmanship. If your fingers get a little messy, that's okay. Oil pastels do tend to stain our fingers just a little bit. So now what I'm going to do is I am finished. I'm going to flip my paper over. I want to make sure I write my name on the back of my paper with a pencil. That looks good. Now I'm going to use my paper towel to wipe off my fingers, and I can also use that paper towel to clean the table. So use your dry paper towel. Don't use water, just use a dry paper towel to wipe your fingers. I'm going to put my artwork in the art bin, and we'll do the next part next week.